Okay, my first meeting with the Viking reenactment, or the Viking scene, as we call it, was when I was 15 years old. I went to a Viking market. Has anyone here been to a Viking market? Good. So I went there with a friend. He just said that, there's a thing going on. You want to come? And I said, yeah, sure. And I put on something that looked like Viking clothes. I didn't have a helmet with horns, but close. And we went there, and when I got there, I met a lot of sexy men with tattoos and swords. And I was like, oh, this is the Viking age. It was so cool. And we were drinking beer, singing songs, sleeping in Viking tents, and I felt so much alive and very authentic. It was beautiful. Can you put on my slide? The only slide I have, actually. Since that moment, I have been traveling the world as a Viking, or as a Viking reenactor. And I'm here today to talk to you about my life as a Viking and my how it has changed my personality and or developed or shaped my personality and the way I view several aspects of today's society. And how I started hunting for the authentic experiences. So, yeah. What is historical reenactment? It could be, or it is, the recreation of a specific historical happening, or it could be like a Viking market. You know, it could be 500 Vikings raging towards each other with on sharp weapons, or it could be a Viking market where we reenact the kind of the social aspects, crafting, cooking, music, living together. And there's people from all over the world doing this. I have Viking friends from Texas, Chile, Australia, a lot of different people, but and they all have different motivations, you know. As my motivation was, I wanted to play. That was my motivation. And the other, different motivations. And, but they have one thing in common, I would dare to say, and that is that they're all missing something, like little something from their normal, everyday life. And for the public, I host a lot of these Vikings events, and for the public it would seem like a theater, or like even a carnival, you know, because we're wearing costumes. But it's very important for me to point out that we're not making theater. It's not a carnival. We are playing ourselves. We're not in character. And we are striving to be actually as close to ourselves as possible. And we don't think that we are Vikings. We don't rape each other. We don't kill each other. We don't starve. We don't have slaves. So we're kind of recreating the glorified picture of the past. It's like this one frozen happy moment of, oh, living together, you know? And it's very comfortable. So, a lot of the things we do evolve around crafting. I have this table outside. You're welcome to come and look at the stuff I've made. And I'm going to show you one thing, and it's a knife that I made. I went to learn how to make knives. Actually, my grandfather taught me, and this is a Sami knife. So they lived at the same time as the Vikings, but you know, it's a good example. So we strive to make all of the objects that we make as authentic as possible. So it's replica from grave findings. And it's not only about the artifacts being authentic, but it's also about you being your authentic self. So what is being your authentic self, and why does it feel, for me, more authentic to sit by the fireplace? It's a good question. Yeah. So in this crafting and all of the stuff that we do, it generates a very special atmosphere. It's like a zone of atmosphere. And this atmosphere has its own moral codes. It's like this way of behavior that you have to have in this atmosphere. And once you join the Viking scene, you don't automatically know about this atmosphere. It's not like there's not a manifest, or you don't sign a contract that I'm going to behave this way now that I join the Viking scene. You kind of learn as you go, and it's created by the people in it. Do you understand? Probably not. And the atmosphere, or the moral codes, is based on how we would like people to treat each other, of course. It's like Kardemommebyloven. And it's also based on how we believe that people treated each other in the past, or in the Viking Age. Because it's so far away, you know, it's such a long time ago that it's like, it had to be different. And it's also based on the way we have to treat each other because of the way we're living together. Because we're crafting together, we're cooking together, we're taking care of each other's children. And it has to be different, because if we're living as they lived, it has to generate a different kind of atmosphere, right? Good. So we reenact gift culture that we assume that the Vikings had, and we reenact the kind of honor that we assume that the Vikings had. And we also appreciate individuals. We're fewer people, so you are more visible. So, this is a picture of me from Russia this summer. I traveled to Russia to be a Viking. Russian Viking scene is very different from the Norwegian Viking scene. But it was this nice sunny day, and I'm wearing my gear, like a replica of a Viking dress with my jewelry. You can look at it outside if you want to afterwards. So, as I mentioned, I started my career in the Viking scene as a blonde girl who liked vulgar men. You could say that after a while, my motivations or my agenda changed. So I am now, today, one of the biggest nerds. I started to take an interest in archaeology, history, crafting, specializing. And having the specializing is good, because it's kind of become my niche. And the 2013 Ingrid and the 1003 Ingrid is a fusion. I can never leave that person behind, because it's now two of me growing together. And I'm not only talking about the fact that I have two separate wardrobes, one Viking wardrobe and one modern wardrobe, but also that, you could say that we can't claim, really, that the Vikings had a functioning democracy, because they probably just killed each other if something was wrong. But we can reenact that they had a functioning democracy, and it's really, really nice to live in a functioning democracy. Everybody is heard, and you can say your opinion, and everybody listens to you, and you can be a part of making all the decisions, which has helped me a lot in being secure of my own voice. I know that in this scene, in this world, parallel world, people will listen, so that I know that when I come back to the modern world, people have to fucking listen, because, you know. So, and also it has taught me a lot about who is listening, because the society today is quite big, it's huge, and it's this abstract bureaucracy somewhere over you, and you don't really know how to relate to it. But I know that every time I say something, someone's listening, so I'm watching my mouth. You know, I'm not going to say stupid stuff about someone unless I say it in a good way. I need to be very constructive in my critic. And also, it's the matter of materialism. I only have one bowl to eat from, because it took a very long time to make that eating bowl. I'm not planning on making another one unless I lose it. I have gifts from friends that I know that it took them a very long time to make them. So at Christmas times, I don't buy people stuff. I make them something. And I don't know, I always, when I get something, I'm kind of looking at it, how long time did this take to make? Don't be afraid of giving me gifts. I like gifts, so just give me gifts. And also, it's surrounding yourself with handmade objects that are authentic. It kind of makes you not associate anything with the modern world. And when I'm not associating anything with the modern world, it makes me relax. I like my modern life, but you know, still, it's kind of a break from everything. It's like a time travel. Speaking of time, also I can focus on my tasks, and I'm making the fire, someone else is making the food. It's very pleasant. There's no deadlines in this parallel Viking world. There's also a world without mirrors. So today I'm the leader of Trondheim Vikinglag. We're about 70 people, and I represent this group internationally. And I really enjoy meeting young boys that say, I was born 1,000 years too late. And I was like, no, you don't want that, but okay, come here. And then it's like I can take care of people, and if you're probably not attractive in the modern world, but you have other qualities that fit into this world. You know your craft, therefore you know your place, and it's very comfortable to know your place in the society. It's very, yeah. So people are judged by other measures, kind of. So I'm gonna finish now, because I have 15 seconds left. And I would say that Viking reenactment is, of course, about a history interest, but is also more maybe about the modern world. It's a reaction, it's a ventilation system, and that the modern man is hunting for authentic experiences, and he might find it in the past, while living in the past. So it has taught me a lot about how to treat people and how to be a better, I don't know, person, maybe. So yeah, thank you.